Yes, Yol and Johnny Boy be ballin'. Welcome back. Freaky Friday edition of the fastest freaking show in MLB. Absolutely anywhere with your boy. With your freaking boy, yo, Big Johnny Stud, Italian Tasmanian Devil out the cage. Follow me on Twitter at John the Gazer Flow, sharper than a damn razor, yo. Same handles over on Substack. Find out what all the damn hubbub is about. $2 a week, get you 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound box, yo. Yo, we are just rocking and rolling, having fun, learning, doing the show, ranks, projections, fucking stats, implied team totals. I'm telling you, man, it is just the best. Plus, there's football stuff. Best ball ranks are going to be coming hot and heavy, but there's already stats up. You know me. A really advanced and detailed stuff for all the fun that we have. The data stuff, super clean. Before we get into the show, full game set today, 15 on the board. One early, Wrigley blowing in. If I remember, we'll get to it at the back end. Jeff L. Buongiorno, my friend. What's going on, Paisan? Adonis in the building. First Sting and Brian E. Of course. Of course, fucking of course. Mi gente, yo. Appreciate you all. Remember, this is not madness.
This is Sparta!
You're damn right it is. It's the best part of waking up. Pitching sheets up in your mug, bro. That's actually the Algo board. Same difference. Again, everything you can tell. Sometimes I wonder how much my work reeks of compulsion. You know, there's a little sprinkle bay of OCD in all the work, but I really think you have to if you're going to do all this baseball stuff again. $2 a week going to save you that much time for sure. Let's do the Algo. That's why I had it up. I wanted to remind myself. I've got my timer and the Algo board. I still almost forgot. Going to try and get this thing in at a normal time. Now, I was up last night with the Source Network boys. Gosh, I really love those guys. So I already have kind of a feel, and I've got my show picks already set. So without any further ado, let's do what we do, me and you, the Corked Stats crew. Mackenzie Gore on the bump for the Walker, Texas Rangers. Minus 102 on the road in Detroit Rock City to face Jack Flaherty and Le Tigres. Man, Flaherty's been pretty ugly. And we really like Detroit more against lefties and righties. So I think it's poor splits here all the way. You can see the pitching stuff. Gore's had the strikeout stuff working, of course, right off the bat. I got a formatting thing. Oh, there it is. Look at that. You sneaky bitch. Formatting is so funny. Anyway, you're getting the strikeouts and stuff, the KBB swing and strike, a lot of the underpinning stuff that we like. Maybe a bit too much contact from Gore, who we know can get beat with the four-seamer that I personally think he throws a little bit too much. That said, when I cite lefties, we're going to look year-to-date. That's like a standard, unless otherwise noted. Righties, we're going to go last 2 weeks. We want a couple hundred plate appearance sample. You can see Detroit vs. lefties has not been great. I guess, fine. I guess maybe I got to give him a little more a little more credit, because the barrels are there and the discipline has been there a little better than I thought. Rangers v. righties, that's been kind of ugly, though they're starting to tick up as of late. I got Corey Seager on the hit-run ribby tool. I know Flaherty is not like a bad pitcher. I'm worried that maybe we're over the hill a little bit or there's some kind of injury going on. At this point, he's been so bad with the reduced velo that I'm just not really trying to challenge that at all. And if I'm not mistaken, the bullpen stuff is also really racked in Texas's favor. So, long story short, right inside the 2 minutes, I think we got Texas to win this one. If they're at plus money, it might have moved a little bit. But even still, probably not worse than like a minus 102. So, yeah, that's what I had last night. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Texas wins it. Gore on the hill. Next up, Brady, the wedding singer, going for the Red Legs. They're on the road against Yar, the Pittsburgh Pirates, Mitch E. Keller. Going for the Buccos. Minus 136 for the home team. Algo likes Pittsburgh for a pretty clean win. A little bit short of the minus 135 price, but remember, you got to keep an eye on the thumb on the scale whenever there's a home favorite, right? That's a real thing. something you can quantify. We see happen every darn day. Singer has been really gross this year. This is the best version of Keller. I think the strikeout stuff we hoped for maybe once upon a time is gone, and that's fine because the command is control, right? Look across the board. He's keeping it down, suppressing contact. Keller is maturing into a good pitcher. The contact rates are high, but the type of contact is shitty. Reds offense v righties is definitely starting to click up, but it's still a little ugly, right? A little passive, leading to strikeouts. They have gotten lift and barrels, and that's translated into extra base hits. Listen, I don't think anybody should be denying like the individual skill levels of fucking Sal Stewart, savage, Ellie De La Cruz, savage. Rest of the offense, I'm not so hot on. I guess Spencer Steer starting to get it going a little bit. Friedel hit a home run the other day, but he's a little slappy. Anyway, Reds offense with the generally poor discipline, constantly falling behind, having to dig themselves out of trouble, and they're not a good contact team. So Pittsburgh offense not great either, looking really ugly. I thought maybe the L7 was starting to pop. Yeah, in the wrong direction. Anytime you're looking for scoring from Pittsburgh, it's really fucking difficult. And that's probably part of the cap from the model, right? Where I said it fell a little short of the price. We do have the edge in the bullpen as well. I used to call it the three-phase edge, right? Pitching, starting pitcher, hitting, bullpen. Plus you're at home. So the minus 135 I think is palatable. Picking Pittsburgh to win probably feels like it's going to get there. That's what I had last night as well. Give me Pittsburgh to win it. It was minus 125 last night. A little bit of money coming out on the Buccos. And, you know, if you were listening to the show and you're a regular, I'm going 10 toes down that this show fucking rocks. But why is the Source Network shit maybe a smidge better? Like, just being real? Because these motherfuckers up in the middle of the night getting all the best prices. It's true. In fact, Kyle and Sammy are responsible for some of that movement. You know what I mean? Doing great work, but just identifying the prices. That's what they do. I've been on Thursday night into Friday. You can tell the voice is a little weak. I'm a little fucking unhinged right now. But yeah, it's a little bit of a kick in the ass to see work that you liked and now everything is like 10 cents worse. Now, this is part of the prediction model stuff I was talking about. I've had a hard time trying to capture the profit in a way that we can scale it. If you think I was snake oil selling and then forgot about that, I did not. The fees on prediction market trades consolidate around even. It works on a curve. So it's kind of set against people trying to do this. I just want to see. I'm curious if fees start to come down in a little bit of competition, because that's all it is. It's not like we're not in front of the market. It's not like the CLV would not be there. It's just getting swept up in the fees, which again are kind of a large percentage anyway. I think Pittsburgh wins. Next up, I was saying last night, and it's really the truth. These are the games that I get myself in trouble in. My boy, Jake Mizurowski on the bump against Jake the Snake Schwerven Irvin for the Nacionales. Man, I love the Miz, right? These are the guys that we love. If you're a pitching honk, if you love baseball, right? These are the guys, they go out there and they just fucking shove. You know what I mean? We love that. But. Hold up. Wait a minute. Minus 165 for this iteration of the Milwaukee offense. Again, video people, as I talk through it, I'm flipping to the corresponding table, showing you how easy you could just use this stuff as you're thinking out loud. For me, in my case, quite literally. Milwaukee v. righties last 2 weeks are over 365 PAs. Shout out Dejan. Give me a second, bro. If you send the request in Gmail, I'll try and do it while I'm on air. Offense is just terrible. I mean, at 368 PAs, you could multiply it by 2, and that's a full player season for the fantasy honk and me. What do you do with this player? What would you do with a Klondike bar? Fucking 8 home runs, batting .241 with a 611 OPS, 49 ground ball, sub 7 barrel, 314 X-Wall. You're out of here, you know? Nationals not much better versus righties. They become a very much a split team versus lefties, right? This has to do with the platoon. They did a very good job of creating that complement, meaning on days versus righties, you get Yorbeat, Vivas, Drew Millison, Nussie, Nunez, and it's like, And when they play lefties, you know, they're going to go the other route, and you get fucking Meade and Weimer and Ruiz, and those guys have been very good versus lefties, and their lefties hit lefties. Wood, I think, is just a straight-up super stud. So I think we might be able to attack the Nats here. It's just whether or not the Brewers are going to scratch it home for us. Again, that offense reeks right now. Now, Contreras did have a monster game up off the mat. Oh, yes. But, I mean, it's no Churio, it's no Yelich, and it's been really damn ugly. Milwaukee looking pretty good with the bullpen. Washington correcting course off a very weak kind of overall set. You want to get with Milwaukee, and I want to hit the fucking run line, but I'll be honest, the math is just not there. It's too expensive. So I think you got to fade or pair it with another favorite later on. I think there's one. I don't even know. I don't even know if I like Seattle like that. I don't even know if I like Atlanta like that. Maybe it's the Dodgers. I kind of like the Dodgers getting even money at a run line. We'll talk about that in a minute. So you don't have to bet every single thing. Maybe Milwaukee getting, it's again, you got to get them to 5. If you look up at the board, you're wondering what that weird orange box is, you can see above that column, those are the team totals that are at 3.5. I want to make the board reads as easy as possible. Next up, you know, they gave me a little bit of shit over this list. I take a lot of pride in these freaking nicknames. It's the lie detector, Cade Moripovich. On the bump against the New York Yankees. Bad guy sending Wee Willie Warren out there. Minus 171 favorite. I mean, gosh, I'm a Yankee fan, and I don't know if I'm buying the Warren stuff to this effect. He's been fantastic with 31 and a third, 259 ERA, 115 whip. All the indicators are there. Again, command control. However, right, the but. This is my major issue here. How long can you sustain a 29% K rate with 8.8 swinging strike, 29 chase? Like, where are these coming from? I just think the regression is going to hit, and it's going to hit hard. You know, for all the hard hit balls and all the line drives, he just hasn't gotten punished yet. Nothing's really gone out. Oriole offense starting to tick up. Right? You see all the power stats for the Orioles versus righties last 2 weeks really starting to strengthen. I think on a per hitter basis, Baltimore is really good. Discipline's been a little off, however. Right, when the chase rate is intact, those are teams I'm willing to back because you're identifying strikes. Give me that. You know, we'll take the swinging strikes for the damage done. Plus, it's talent. It doesn't really feel fluky, at least to me. Yankees on the other side, offense obviously a strong suit. However, lefty split has probably been the weaker side, right? It's relative, but still. Yankees batting just 213 off lefties. They're not getting on, striking out too much. Now, they're also not chasing, so you got to be fair and not misframe. I just think Povich is pretty damn good, maybe better than the market gives him credit for. Enough swing and miss, 13.5 swing and strike. He has a 14.5 K. Like, you see how these things are just not consistent right now. I think they're both going to, you know, correct properly. So this one for me is more about the price than anything. Yankees bullpen's been really good. So shorten it to 5 innings. We're going to get plus money on the damn Orioles. Again, and Povich with a good offense. Right now, that's a plus 152, which feels like a damn smash. That number is so high that you almost have to check the run line. Try not to pay more than 40 cents or so. That's like a good lesson. People always ask me, how do you determine between the run line and the money line for F5s? Because I love getting that half run. I love that shit. But you got to make sure that the price is in check. that number is even money. So, man, it's over my price because, like I just said, I don't really like to go over 40. I wish I had put a little parentheses and said, unless there's still a plus in front of it. Because, man, even money Povich getting the run as a conservative bettor, that's the play I like. If you're a little bit more aggressive, you could tone down the risk and take the 150. If you're pairing, I think you take that half run, right? You see, so again, there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat without scratching its asshole. You know what I mean? Next up, Mikey Burrows on the bump for Houston. They're on the road in Boston to face Jake Bennett and the Red Laundry. I think this one is like minus 110 both ways. Give me a second. I want to bring up the Bennett stuff so far. I don't pretend to be a prospector. I just know what teams look for and what translates, and I roll the dice like everybody else. This game is really irking me a bit, just to be honest, because I'm so far apart from the market. Totals are at 5.5, 9.5, and the weather is in check. Wind was blowing out like 5 miles an hour. I'm not going to start, changing years of back-tested work for one outcome. I'm way under. Burrows has stunk. I get it. If you're plugging in a 6.25 ERA and a 167 whip for Mikey Burrows, you're doing it wrong. The expected ERA in Sierra are south of 4. KBB at 15, swinging strike 13, 30 CSW, 35 ball. 35 chase, 85 zone contact. Every single disciplinary metric is above average. 40 ground ball, 37 hard hit, single-digit barrel. Again, this is all home run stuff. Are you telling me Boston, who hasn't hit righties for shit, just 6 home runs in the last 317 plate appearances, batting south of the Mendoza line with a 562 OPS, 6.5 barrel, 292 xWOBA, is going to wreck Mike Burrows for bombs? I'm not buying that shit. Flip side, Bennett. He's been excellent. You don't need a ton of swing and miss. We go over this all the time. When doesn't it matter? When the command and the control is elite, when the ground ball rate is north of 50. Put them together and what do you got? Bibbidi bobbidi boop. He's that type of guy. Is it going to carry over into the majors in a debut? I don't know. But I still feel like the 5.5 is really high. Check out the stats so far this year. Like insane shit. They forced him into the major leagues right now. Through 21 innings is a .86 ERA and a .74 whip. When 5 scoreless, struck out 4. 5 1/3, gave up 1, struck out 4. 3 scoreless, struck out none. 4 2/3, gave up 1, struck out 3. Just 3 total walks in 21 innings. Again, now you throw in the 57 ground ball. He's left-handed. And I think that's the weaker split for the Astros. Now, it's not terrible, but it is the weaker split. And as of late, they've kind of come back to earth. Now, I had a lengthy argument with the Claudebot about the value of L7 and L14. It said, as tempting as it is, you really should not be moving things for that. The reason I say that is, there's as high a likelihood, if not higher, of those things returning to mean larger samples than continuing in whatever direction it is. I like to look at it as a data point for a leading indicator, right? Not to react, but for something to keep an eye on. I mean, they're hitting for average, but they don't steal, they don't walk, right? These are the things that kind of kill. The ground ball machines and the lack of barrels, right? Isn't that where we think Bennett might excel? So I'm not really trying to put lipstick on a pig. Astros bullpen has been horrendous. Red Sox bullpen has been significantly better than that. But these totals are through the roof. That F5 was 5.5 like just a few minutes ago. So to me, that felt like a borderline outrageous. I gotta go under that F5, 5.5. Next up, Robbie Ray and the San Francisco Treats on the road down in Florida to face Shane O'Mac, Sugar Shane, and the flat fucking fish. I don't want to bury the lead. I think I have an under here. This total I saw was up at 7.5 and 8 started to pop. So if the market is going to push it up, I wouldn't go under until this is settled. Neither pitcher has been terrible on a per inning basis. Ray, same as it ever was. If the ball rate's at 38 and the walk rate at 10, I think he's got the goodies to get through that. When the ball rate borders 40, that's when the walk rate starts to border 12, and that's when you got to hit the eject button. But otherwise, Ray doing Ray things, getting swings and misses and pitching up in the zone, but doing a good job of that. Shane Mack started out slow. He's been better as of late. And I think there's topside talent here. How worried are we about the Giants? Lefty on lefty violence in this one. You can see I have them both highlighted now. Teams in red facing lefties today. I mean, there's nothing really to speak of here. Ray's discipline is red, but the swing rate is entirely too low. And we talk about this all the time. Being passive will give you good approach grades, but unless you're translating it into some kind of decent contact when you fucking swing, it's not going to do anything. The Rays are not a good offense right now. At all versus lefties. At all. 2% barrel rate on the year is a league worst. 342 xCon, 287 xWOBA, those all imply like low 3 runs. 3 1/4. You want to say because they're home, it's like 3.5, 3.6. You're not going to get it to 4. So I think the Rays are going to struggle to score. I think the Giants are going to struggle to score. They're not any good. So I was a little bit surprised just that the market was liking a move up. Both bullpens have been okay. Plus, we've got the favorite at home, which shortens our game projection from a full 9 to 8.5. And I'm under this bad boy. I put you 8, but I kind of want the dust to settle. So I'm going to call it a price dependent U8. Moving on. Next up, Zachy Wheeler on the bump for the Fighting Phils. He looked good in the return. Velo was a little down, but he was sharp. He's also fantastic. And they said he came out healthy. He's only at minus 130, which is funny because to me, part of me, that felt like a red flag. A little too cheap. And then part of me felt like a little bit of a red flag because right now the Phillies' offense is anus. Anus. The worst. Oh my gosh. What the hell, man? Like, what is going on? You know? I don't know. Yuri, who I love coming in, has not produced. Let's take a quick look at Yuri. I think he's tipping. Now, not that you could necessarily quantify that, but a lot of the signals are here. Let's take a quick look, right? Yuri Perez. ERA at 4.6, whip at 1.4. The velo is there and the stuff plus through the roof. He throws the four-seam a little more than we like, but that's also a clue. You really want to avoid the breaking stuff because he's struggling to get it over for strikes. So if that's the case, right, in this scenario, Yuri Perez is struggling to get the cold stuff over. He's letting you know when they're coming. You flat fade. You spit on all of it. What would that look like? You'd still get high swinging strike rates because in zone he's tough to beat. Check. But you'd get a really low, like unusually low CSW. Check. And you'd have a below average chase rate for a K rate that high. Check. That's my story right now. Once you see Yuri put up that monster start, it's like wheels up for him. So for me in fantasy, he's a buy low candidate. But until we know it's going to correct, I'd be worried. Again, Wheeler was really effective. I think he'll be very good today. How long he's going to go, that part, we really don't know. offenses v. righties last 2 weeks. Phillies are just the worst, man. It's hard to believe that they have so many, like, literal and legitimate, objective, all-world talents. Kyle Schwarber is on the smallest list of best hitters on the planet Earth. Bryce Harper is still a fantastic player. And it is a wreck right now for the Phillies. No matter where you go, I mean, they're being too aggressive for the lack of production. That's kind of a sign of pressing. Low walk, high chase, too many ground balls. Again, too aggressive for a team that we're used to taking walks and stuff. L7, it might even be worse. Well, the discipline is starting to clean up, and that would be one of the leading indicators. Again, it doesn't mean, the L7 is strong. But what else do we see? Walks ticking up, zone contact ticking up, the hard hit rate also ticking up. It's coming for the Phillies. It's coming. Marlins that we worried about are really interesting offense. Doing the 1980s thing. Very good discipline, high contact, high line drive, high pull. This is interesting. Zero power to speak of. Kyle Stowers, what the frick are you doing, bro? Like, let's get up and go, you know? But they steal all the bases. And I guess I should have known. And maybe I haven't gone back far enough into history to confirm historically. But right now, steals matter so much. Man, I wish I could clip. I have them. To clip some of these Claude conversations I have. Where it takes the very same work that we're using and does analysis on it. Walks you through step by step how it comes to the conclusion. And steals really need to be part of the calculations this year. And I think more than anything, with strikeouts the way they are. Obviously, steals are just good on their face, right? It's a stat. They're good. But they also imply speed, so you're going first to third, second to home. Forcing throws. Because I think defense has never been worse either. So Marlins doing it in a very unusual manner. Is it going to matter against Wheeler? I'm not sure. But I think we got to be careful with this. Man, the Marlins stats are so bad. This kind of reeks of negative regression. I think that's the point that I wanted to make is where they've kind of sturdied, buttressed, the fucking cave. Where it's strong, it's strong in the right places. Maybe I sound a little markish here, but I think I'm under. Phillies have kind of stunk, and I do like Yuri to pitch okay. I think Wheeler gets it done against Miami. Give me 1 second. I really want to see if I can get the MyBookie board up. Hit me up for a referral link if you want. We both get some free roll shit or whatever. They don't pay me. Maybe they should. I just promote the best spots. I promote the people that save me the same time I'm trying to sell saving to you, which I think makes sense. Of course, it's dragging its anus also, but it's worth it because it's a full board the way we read regular boards. Run line, money line, total. Not many sites do it like that, and they have better prices. So, I mean, shit, you're talking about getting the best prices at, the fastest speed. And, of course, it's not really jamming for right now. So let's just say if it is 4.5, we'll go under the first 5. If it's 4, I probably don't want to because the juice is going to be insane. Maybe then just go under the full game 8. Let's move it on. Patrick Corbin going for the Bluebirds. They're on the road to face Simeon Woods Richardson and the Twinks. They're at home. -110 both ways. Total looks like it's set at 8.5. I was over this to start, not to bury the lead. It's still at 8.5, but now we're at -120 on that 8.5. So that pretty much means you can expect this bitch to close at 9. But to me, that's the play. It's over or nothing. Kyle ended up on the Jays, and I could give him that. You can see on the board. I've got the Jays, for a win, but I think we might have to get into the bullpen. Twins bullpen has been pretty gross. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, you could see. The talent isn't there, and they've struggled. As much as I like the Twins' offense, hard to look for them to win. So you just kind of take them for an over. I'm not buying whatever it is Patrick Corbin is selling. The 3.72 ERA, probably not reflective of a 5.87 expected. And just there's no swing and miss, and he's pitching to contact. And I think that's where the Twins excel, right? If they put the stick on it, then they get it done. One of the better left-hand hitting teams on the season, right? Not chasing, lift and pull, double-digit barrel. Tons of doubles. Above league average in homers. And Jay's offense, last 2 weeks, they've been kind of brutal, but doing Jay things. Strong discipline, getting on base. Man, we'd like to see a little bit more power from them. Last 7, they've kind of stunk. But when not striking out, lift plus a couple of steals even. I want to have the antenna up for what I think is a talented team. So I'm going to stick to that play and go 8.5. I mean, obviously, this famous, not say last words, but it probably applies all the time. I'd like it a lot better at 8. We say it at least, once an episode. With the availability of alt lines, my bookie is now offering them too. DK offers them too. Their pricing is not always so great. You got to at least check. Because, again, pricing is not standardized in this thing of ours, and sometimes you get a steal. Next up, Emmett Sheehan on the bump for the Trolley Dodgers. They're very heavy favorites on the road against Matty Liberatore and the Cardinals. I'm not even going to bury the lead. This was like Dodgers run line, pairing the Dodgers money line. Dodgers team total. So I'm basically tailing my guy Sauce because he had all of the Dodger bets yesterday. I wonder if we were able to kind of nudge the market. The one I'm referring to is the team total. I'm a little bit surprised. It's at 4.5 at minus 120 on FanDuel right now. And that feels a little short. Liberatore, has really struggled and it's been ugly. Right? So it's ugly stuff on ugly inputs. Could get even worse. You're going to get 9 innings of the Dodgers, who are fantastic, coming off a down spot with a day off. Top 3 offense against lefties. Bullpen's also pretty good. I'm ignoring ERA because the overall stuff is strong, underpinning stuff is strong. Cardinals bullpen not only stinks, they're the one team with the emoji. Right? If you look over at the Algo and you see that frying pan, you pop over to that tab. St. Louis, Jojo Romero back-to-back, Ryan Stanek back-to-back, Graceffo 2 of 3, Brule 2 of 3, and Swanson 2 of 3. So I think they're F'd in the A. Give me all of the Dodger stuffs and things, And I think we're moving on. That was at even money. And again, oh, damn, I forgot I have it. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Obviously, I have Dodgers as a favorite. I'm a little surprised at the price of the money line. I'm a little surprised at the pricing on the team total, considering we're on the road and getting the 9th frame against the weak bullpen. I don't know. So maybe we end up looking a stunad, or maybe we're, sharper than a bowling ball. Next up, we'll get through this as fast as we can. Grant Holmes and his sick Fu Manchu on the bump for the Bravos, leaving the dirty, heading up to the altitude to face Jose Quintana and the Rocks. Totals are set at 5.5 or 6, depending on where you look, and then 10.5. I'm over the 10.5. I don't want to pay minus 200 for the Braves on the road. The Rockies' offense has just shown signs of life. I actually think they're talented. I was waiting for this all year. Braves' offense is also really sick. The lefty stuff is probably a bit of a weak split. But they're getting on extra base hits. It's slug and stuff. Quintana, he keeps getting away with it. But it's been less and less so every kind of campaign. And maybe this is the final straw. So I just think we get a million runs, obviously. Hopefully, the Braves are up a shit ton. So we don't get the front end of the Braves bullpen. Because I think that's the fail point for this. Is, if we have to face Suarez, there's a 0. But again, heavy favorite on the road, we should be getting all 9 frames. So a little bit of a chalky play for me, but I guess that's okay sometimes. Next up, Christian, great Scott on the bump for the Metropolitans. Mets on the road down in L.A. to face Walbert Urania. And the Halos, plus 109 for the home squad. I don't know, man. I just don't know. I think I put Mets to win, which has not been a profitable play. They are at minus 125. I still think they're the much better team. Scott coming off the worst start in his professional career. But it was all walks, and he's never had a track record for poor command. In fact, it's been the opposite. That's been, the carrying tool through the minors, and he's been good in the majors. I think we get the big bounce back here. What's always the worry whenever you face the Angels is that all or nothing approach. They strike out a ton, but they lift and pull and barrel the shit out of the ball. Last 2 weeks versus righties, they haven't been great. Last 7 days, probably in that same vein, let's say. I don't know why Scott can't shove. I really don't. Angels bullpen is total ass as well. So, maybe I'm not expecting Scott to go 7, hoping more for 6. I think he goes 5. I just think the Mets get it done. This also, and I just like to be fucking fair. This feels like I'm about to step on the rake. These are the places I always screw up, where the signal to pay the juice might not be strong enough. And while I have no faith, right, I'm not saying I need to be looking at an underdog here, because we have model strength. But I wonder if it's more scoring. Model below. I mean, again, the model is just not going to care too much about the 1 inning where Scott stunk, where Urania has been so bad. So I'm going to take the Mets to win, kind of hold my nose, but I flicked the offense really quick. Mets offense last 7. This is the worst thing ever. What the hell is going on, man? Yeah, shit is right. And what do we notice? Right, what have we mentioned? 0 steals. 0 steals. 613 team OPS. 7% walk, right? Getting on base and taking the extra bases when the opportunities arise have been the key to scoring right now, right? In this kind of meta, in this kind of setup. And again, obviously, you won't be getting this from the chief jiggling officer, nor from the filter queen, or, the Book It Mega Whale fucking stupids, or the Lloyd Christmas haircut. It just, whatever. We're making baseball betting high IQ again. You fucks. I get so sick of all the garbage out there. Every once in a while, I gotta let the fucking depression valve off, man. I'll tell you, it's really frustrating. If you try and do really good work like I do, and try and make it affordable for regular people to help them understand what's going on in the world where betting is out of the fucking tube and you can't put it back in, best you can do is understand what you're up against and figure out that this is the most fun hobby if you know what you're doing and are responsible. It's the fucking best, man. Such a fun puzzle, not to mention these lessons also bleed out into your real life. No shit, Sherlock. Next one, Joey Cantillo on the bump for the Guards on the road in Sacramento to face JT Ginn. This pisses me off because I hate these stupid freaking pinball ballparks. I really do. I'm a Cantillo guy. I'm a Ginn guy. Both of these pitchers are really effective on a per game basis. I mean, it's all the things that you want. So the total is 1,000% predicated on the stupid ballpark. I flip back over. It's 5.5 and 9.5. Like what? So it's not to bury the lead, but we don't love the Cleveland offense, right? It should be no surprise. And again, Jin is legit good. He is a good pitcher, right? Strike thrower, elite ground ball guy, suppressing contact. You don't need big strikeout stuff. If you've got the power sinker right over 94 with the good location spotting it down low. And again, not like the guards are world beaters. A's are clearly the better offense in this matchup, but I think Cantillo is the better pitcher. Now, sometimes the walk stuff gets a little crazy for him, but I think that's the attack metric going against these Athletics. K rate, swinging strike, chase rate, zone contact, all well below average on the year. Bottom 5, bottom 8 across the board. Cantillo, I think, is going to shove. So I saw the total, and this killed me. Because even with the goosing, right, the goosing of the ass, I couldn't get the totals over this. So we're way under that shit. I'm way under that shit. I want to check this odds trader line. I got to give up on my bookie for now while I'm streaming. I'll check it after to see where that shit is. All right, it dropped to 5 when we posted. I had a feeling we were going to kind of have that effect. Full game is still probably at least 9. No, it's 9.5, but it's juiced. Okay. So I would still take that, the under 9.5 minus 115. I'm not certain that we can't find 5.5, excuse me. That's the play that I like the most, just to avoid the bullpens. But if I'm not mistaken, the bullpens have both been good. A's and guards, bullpens have both been good. So just give me the under. I hate to go under in these ballparks, but this is what I was talking about with the Claude bot, right? You must have confidence, right? Stay focused. Got to stay fucking focused. It's important to couple your work to the books and stay grounded in reality, right? We don't want to be wildly off course. We're so in line with the book. I don't want to have to double and triple count, right? Isn't that exactly what I'm advising you not to do? So just to give you an idea behind the scenes, it is important to boost offensive output in Coors, in Cincinnati, in Sacramento, no doubt. But once you do it, if you still fall short, yo, man, go get that bitch. No, I mean, yada, I mean, because that's a problem I have. Oh man, I'm overrun off. Like I have to keep gassing. Not necessarily. These things are not gospel, and they fucking miss all the time. So I'm under. I prefaced it. We know what we're up against. It makes me feel a little uncomfortable, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Next up, Noah Schultz on the bump for the Pale Hose. They're on the road in San Diego, which I believe means in whale's vagina, to face Herman Marquez and the Friar Tucks. I was shocked to see the F5 price with a plus on it next to Schultz. He got pretty much universal love on the show last night. So, of course, the Source Network degenerates did what they do and moved the lines. Again, being early, man. There's not enough data for me to do all my entire load. I can't do it twice. I got the family stuff going on. I've tried. There's just so many holes that it wasn't worth acting on because I couldn't capture the CLV I was talking about. I just want everyone to know what's going on here. Like I'm literally working 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Schultz was at even money or better last night. Now he's on the wrong side of that. But books, because they're, criminal fucking enterprises, can post minus 120, minus 145. That's bullshit. Honestly, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you have a minus 145, the other side should at least be even. It's not. Looks like you can find a minus 111 on the F5 money line. That's kind of a kick in the nads. The reason I say that is The Padres bullpen, they have struggled the last 2 weeks, undeniable. 6.69 ERA, 164 whip, 285 batting average allowed. That said, they're rested and really talented up front. You're going to get the front end, right? You're going to get Mason Miller if it's close. He's a 0. So I'd rather shorten it. Though the Sox offense has been fun. And the Padres offense, again, something the Sauce guys made sure to mention and why they're so very good at adding context to the statistics. Coming out of Coors, coming out of Mexico City, it's fucking worthless. The Padres are not a good offense right now. They're really not. Machado and Tatis deserve their flowers. Those are excellent fucking hitters, but they just really haven't been good. Padres v. lefties, very weak split as well. They're yet to hit a home run against a lefty this year. Is that the only team? Only team. Everyone else has at least 2. 293 OBP with a sub 600 OPS. I mean, and it's not what you'd expect from the Padres because the approach stuff is really poor, right? Not taking walks or out of the zone, the ball's on the ground. It's awful. So I think Chicago wins outright. I am worried about getting into a bullpen shootout late. That feels a little overconfident. Money line is 120. That F5 is minus 110. And it's like, oh, are those 30 cents? It's just a lot. Is the 30 cents worth the peace of mind to get out on the push, you know? Or I'd even say, if we're only up 1, I want out. I do. I want out. Like, I would take the lower cash out up fucking after 5 because I'm a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Such is fucking life. I know. Hey, I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, hope everyone is enjoying the show. The support has been incredible. We just cracked 525 YouTube subscribers. Man, take a bow, yo. The podcast doing great. I got a sponsorship offer. You know, this is really cool. Building again, I really think in this world of stupids, right? In a world of, and they're not, hold on, more big nose. You know, when I rant, I like to. The average betting tout isn't just fucking stupid. They're also deceptive and manipulative, and they connect with other deceptive and manipulative people. That's why those circles end up so toxic and never improving, right? For all the betting they do, they're never going to get any better because they're not focused on what works. They're focused on the wrong things. Where, again, this is really cool. This show and the kind of brand we're putting together, and without looking, that's Jason, that's AM, that's Brian. You know, it's Mark and it's Taylor. And I didn't even know I'm forgetting people. I'm like, I'm a nobody. We just started this thing. And it's people that kind of understand, right? Game, recognize game, iron sharpens iron. And people just kind of gravitating to someone that's not going to lecture you, or even though I am lecturing, I like to think, I'm very much grounded, and I try not to even be too assertive, right? I always try and present the fail case scenario and how odds and prices are way more important than the ball knowing aspect, where we can have fun. And again, you see the comment section, it's legit smart people hashing out process and producing, right? That's what's been the most incredible part. Is it's not just the carnival bark, it's the both teams to score, it's the all team totals, it's the shift from total bases to hit run ribbies. All those are doing really, really well, and it makes sense that they would. Softer markets up against a sharpened model. Yo, you're always going to have a hard time trying to beat the general market, especially if you're playing in the morning opposed to at night. That we know. I think we can do it. We're really starting to click up. And when I did that uncoupling from the book, we starting to look really strong. We hit that big parlay, and then we're even grinding the straight. So I'm excited about what's to come. So whether it's micro or macro today or the season, let's close this bitch out strong as always. Nat King Cole Reagan's on the bump for the Royals. They're on the road in the PNW to face the Nature Boy, Brian. Woo! And the M's. Minus 155 on the M side. This one really, really got me. It really got me. Okay, on its face, I'm thinking under. That part feels fairly priced. If anything, leaning hard to the under. I saw 3.5s on the F5, which is very low. I'm not going to go, I don't go under 3.5. So I was hoping for a full game 6.5, and then maybe even going over that bitch. Right? That's kind of how I'm thinking. But the 3.5 seems to not budge. As of right now, I guess it may be have changed as we're talking about this stuff. And that 7 won't budge. And I do like Wu to bounce back off the bad start. And I'm afraid Reagan's regresses off what was a great start. And I don't think Reagan's is bad. But he's a bit of a roller coaster, right? I mentioned I comped him to Jesus Luzardo last night. Top side A1 performances, followed by like, what? Yeah, everybody gets touched. Oh man, he gave up 3 runs. I'm a sour bitch. He'll go up and give up 7, and walk guys and home runs. So what the hell is going on here? And then come out and go 6 shutout with 1 walk and 11 strikeouts. What? So I'm worried that we're going to get like the crossing of the streams. And even though, the model is in line with the favorite, it's a little too rich for me. Reagan's goes out and he shoves the first inning. We're going to be like, oh crap. Why did we pay minus 155 to go up against this guy? And if you bet the under and he's wild in the first inning, you're going to go, can't believe I went under a 7, So I'm torn. I think, what did I end up on? I honestly erased this and put different shit over and over again. Right now I have 6.5 with the praying emoji. So whatever. That'll do it, man. Let's get the freak out of here. I'm going to scroll back up. So if you want, you can see the early game algo run. Wind is blowing in. Which shouldn't affect these guys too much. They're not really fly ball guys. I like Rhea. Gallon worries me. I think the Cubs are a better offense. So I would like the Cubbies to win. I had minus 135 last night. I don't know if that's still there. So, all right, that'll do it, man. Make sure you hop into these live comments. I mean, you're going to learn something. Caleb, forgot to shout you out. Brian Rose, Bay, my guy. Really appreciate you. Yo, Caleb shouting out Jay. Jason, appreciate the work, man. At Jason924, you follow him on the X app. Just really putting in work and helping people, putting out his own plays that are all in line with my stuff. He's got the vouch for me because I know he's putting the work in. I spoke to him afterwards. He's really, really working hard. Underwater Trades, I got a big one. Good morning. Sitting there watching John and the Sauce Network, totally spaced out in the live right now. Just saw your hit run ribby picks. Yeah. I mean, dude, I was up streaming at fucking 1:30, back at it at 9. Tyler, what's up, man? Appreciate you, dog. All the people. Mark S., my guy. Good morning, kiddo. All right, that'll do it, man. Let's get the heck out of here. I see a lot of plays I like. A couple of hitters play. Yo, Jay, you the man, dude. So that'll do it. Thanks for picking up what I'm putting down here. Show will be back 6 days a week, man. I may have to do what I did last week, which is pre-record a live episode and launch it at 9. It's my niece's first communion, back-to-back communion weeks. That's out of state. And it's really important that I go to the ceremony parts. Again, I don't like to judge people or shove that shit in their face. I've always believed, you're not going to get people to did you think you're going to believe somebody to follow a faith by beating them over the head? No, you want to show them, I have a peaceful life. You know what I mean? I'm a happy, calm person with a, strong marriage with beautiful kids, and we all get along and do all the corny stuff and have lots of fun. You know what I mean? I'm a happy person. I think that's what matters in life. You know what I mean? Surround yourself with those people. Back to that point I made about the fucking sickos on Twitter just trying to get in your pockets. Now, granted, I am shaking the hoo-haws trying to get you to sign up to the Substack. But damn, man, I really feel like I'm offering a ton. And if you want to follow the picks, right, I don't claim to sell them. They are there if you want to tail along with this thing of ours. So I appreciate the community build that's going on. It really is kind of touching, and just know I'm kind of busting my ass around the clock, burning the candle on both ends And again, football is on deck, man. If you don't see me or hear from me, I am working for the subs. 1,000%. You guys are absolutely my priority. So enjoy the games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy the pay. Remember, it ain't fucking manners, baby.
This is Sparta!
That's right. When you work this freaking hard, man, the winning feels a lot less like luck, yo.